Hey everybody, Steve here in Palm Springs. I am here at the Desert Regional Medical Center for my first day of cardiac rehab. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to involve, so I'll share it with you when I get out. Now, it's 103 degrees right now. It's early October, and I don't remember it ever being this hot before this time of year. Sometimes it's still warm in October, but I don't remember it ever being over 100 degrees in October. I don't remember it being over 90 degrees in October, so I'm not sure how much I'll be able to film here in the car. I might have to wait till I get home to let you know how it goes. Otherwise, I might just melt right here in my car, so we'll see. All right, so I'm going to head in. It was definitely too hot to sit in my car and tell you what my first day was like today. So I came home, had lunch, ended up taking a nap, just woke up. It turns out that the building was just one big gym, one really nice, impressive gym. There were about a dozen people there, so I couldn't film inside. I'm sure they wouldn't want me filming inside anyway. But you've all seen a gym, so you can imagine what it looks like. They hooked me up to, I guess, like an EKG, so they could monitor everything and get a baseline of where I was physically. We started off with just basic stretching exercises. Then they had me do the usual treadmill. I think that was for 6 minutes at just a moderate speed, just walking at a moderate speed. I could definitely walk a lot faster. I didn't even break a sweat and wasn't even breathing that heavy. So that was good. Then they had me do something which I think I've seen before, but I've never done. It was like a bicycle, like you're sitting down and then you have like you're pedaling a bicycle with your hands. Did that for I think 3 minutes and that was fine. Again, they said they were just going to start me off moderately just to see how my heart was and to see where I was. I guess just to get a baseline of where I am health-wise or heart rate-wise. Then I rode a stationary bike for I think it was 8 minutes, and that was fairly fast, but not too strenuous. And I think that was about it. I mean, they weighed me and did all the usuals, collecting the vitals, filling out the forms. They say it takes about an hour each day, so I think each day, I think they have you do all of these for a longer time and maybe at a faster pace, and maybe they have other machinery there that you also do. I don't know, I guess I'll find out. Now, they didn't say, but I kind of get the impression that I'll be back to my normal walking fairly soon. If today's any indication. Today I was doing quite a bit. I mean, I think I did around 20 minutes or so of exercising. Not super strenuous, but much more strenuous than I've done in the past couple of weeks. And they said on my off days, I guess I'll be going in 3 days a week to do this, and then on the off days, I could just take normal walks, probably nothing too strenuous, not too long, and just build up over the next few weeks. And it's supposed to last for about, 2 to 3 months, I think. So it's nice to be back out in the world doing normal things, driving myself around. Unless anything changes, I definitely feel completely on the mend now. I know I just need to maybe work back up to where I was as far as the length of my walks and as far as the duration of my walks, but so far so good. I need to take Jim in. He has an appointment down in Rancho Mirage or Palm Desert next week for, I think, an MRI for his prostate. So I'm going to take him, and for some reason, I don't know, when we moved here, probably because of his job, he was working down valley, not in Palm Springs. So I guess it was just easier when he had doctor appointments to make his doctor appointments down in Palm Desert at Eisenhower. I don't know if Eisenhower Medical Center's in Rancho Mirage or Palm Desert. I think it's Palm Desert. It's right there on the border. And so all of his doctors are down there, half hour away from Palm Springs. I'm so glad that I found all of my doctors right here, just down the street. Like I said before, I can walk to all of my doctors. Unfortunately for Jim, he has to drive a half hour or more during winter when it's really busy here, when all the snowbirds come to town. It could take 45 minutes to get to the hospital and to his doctors. But he's been going there for 20 years now, so he doesn't want to change and move everything up here to Palm Springs, at least for now. So I'll be taking him to the doctor, and I'm picking up our neighbor, Angela, from the airport, I think tomorrow. At first, I said to Jim, I said, do you want to drive? Do you want to pick her up? I mean, I was a little leery about going out and driving to the airport to pick her up. He goes, well, why would you want me to drive? And I thought about it. It's true. There's no reason I can't drive now. I have been driving. I've driven now a half dozen times, and I'm just fine. And it's been 2 weeks. It's funny, when I got out of the hospital, I was reading through the material they gave me, and they said some people, after they have their stents, they're able to go back to work 2 or 3 days later. I'm like, that seems really crazy. I don't know how that's possible. If I wasn't retired and I was still working, there's no way I could have gone back to work after a couple of days. But I guess some people do. I guess maybe if you're sitting at a desk or something, but even then, there was no way I could have just sat at a desk and worked. Just sitting here at my computer editing these videos was exhausting for maybe an hour at a time. It was all I could do. I guess everybody's different, but for me it's been a full 2 weeks of just being out of commission. I've really just been sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. And when I'm not sleeping, I'm resting. And I'm sitting or I'm laying down on the couch. So maybe because I'm older, I don't know. But right now, today, I feel, I wouldn't say 100% back to normal, but I feel almost back to normal most of the time. And I think they even asked me, one of the questions they asked me was on a scale of 1 to 10. I think they did ask me, how close are you to being back to normal, where you were before the procedure? And I said about probably a 6 or a 7. I hadn't really thought about it, only because I'm still sleeping more than I do, and I'm still a little bit weaker than I was before. And a lot of it might just be mental, just, the trauma of all of this psychologically has me being more cautious, I think, than I maybe need to be. I don't know, but probably better to err on the side of caution, right? But life goes on, and a little over 2 weeks later, I'm back out in the world. So I'll keep you posted if anything changes, but otherwise, this will probably be the last video about my recuperation and my rehabilitation after, I don't know, do I call it heart surgery? I don't know what to call it. I mean, having 3 stents placed in your heart arteries, I guess that's heart surgery. Definitely not as traumatic or dramatic as open heart surgery or bypass surgery. I mean, this was definitely a lot less invasive. I'm guessing those of you who left comments saying that you went through that, I'm sure you could share with us how long it took you to recuperate, but I'm sure it had to have been months. I mean, just the scars and the healing from the scars. I mean, I'm so grateful that they got this in time and they were able to do it in a much less invasive way. So maybe one of my next videos will be a walk. I mean, I don't know if it'll be a long walk, but as soon as I'm able to take a normal walk again, I'll share that with you. On the other hand, even if I'm able to walk a normal long walk, it may be a while before I could do that just because of the temperatures. As usual, I'm rambling again, so I'll just say thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you all next time.